A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. Someone had put up a chain-link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Walking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me. The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Mom must have locked the third-floor stairs on the night we left. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Great-Grandma had always been the family's biggest fan. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And who he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. Vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. Three of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Dawn, I promise. You'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Not quite.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still up.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. Let's see. Maybe.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad! Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw, it sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room, except Louis. Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then, daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss, but he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery, but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. We started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Hey, what's up, Steve? Can you hear me?
Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain.
Yes, one of my favorite
but that I
walking
need you
simulators.
to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Yeah, actually inspired me to go to San Juan Island, which is right next to Orcas Island.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Yeah, I've been to the
She
Pacific
got better
Northwest
for a
twice.
while.
It's a really cool area. It's where the game takes
And then
place.
she
Highly
didn't.
recommend.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
But yeah, it's my favorite walking
This journal was
simulator.
supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Yeah, it seems like the mom really wanted to like cancel out that curse story or whatever. And just wanted her daughter to enjoy life. Yep. I think it's like one of those where, do you think there's actually a curse, or is it just life is what it is type stories? I view it as life is what it is, you just gotta enjoy it. Oh, his favorite story is in like the characters? It might be Lewis. Lewis might be my favorite. Because I've worked jobs that are just repetitive. Like, I think a lot of people said it too. I think Lewis' story is the best. Definitely Lewis. Gregory was sad. Wait, is that the baby? The baby one was really sad. That was a good one. Oh yeah, where you just like roll down the hill. I'll be honest, I've been drinking while I've been playing this game, so sorry if I sound, if I can't talk right. But yeah, Molly was a good one. Calvin was a good one too. I like that one. It's all good. Oh, same as you've been drinking too? If so, nice. I've been drinking some Jack Daniels. It's an unbelievable game. Unbelievable soundtrack too. Soundtrack's amazing. Yeah, a lot of people probably don't know about this game, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I like how Edith sounds kinda... She sounds like she's actually suffering from depression. Like she's not overly sad, but you can kinda get the sadness out of her voice. That makes sense. Like it's like exactly how somebody depressed would sound. Yeah. Like actually, not over the top, but yeah, actually broken. But also trying to do what she can for her son. But I 100% agree. The voice acting is perfect. That's why I love this game. I think it's perfect. There's I haven't played it, but there's a prequel called The Swan something, which is starring Milton. I don't know if you've heard of that. I haven't played. I want to play, but something Swan. haven't played, but something about him being an artist or something like that. Yeah. I guess he got lost in his art, I'm assuming. I'm good with whatever. I just finished. I mean, I could. This game's so good. That was a fast 2 hours. Wait, copy that. Yeah, I think I seen a YouTube video on that or something. I think I've seen that video. It's called like The Real Villain of Edith Finch. I'll definitely watch again. But I view the story as, you know, shit happens and you just gotta enjoy life. You know, you could die from anything, like any accident or whatever. So you just gotta enjoy the life you have. That's the way I view this story. I'm looking at all the stories now, since it's on the screen right now. But yeah, I can confirm. I think, yeah, definitely Lewis is my favorite. For sure. Yeah, it's sad. I've worked boring jobs before, and then over time, they get repetitive. So I can relate to his. Milton's was good, too. Yeah, the daydream got him. I guess it depends. Well, his job happened to be dangerous, like where he was chopping fish or whatever. But I guess a lot of other jobs, like when you daydream, you'll be fine. Like if you're at a desk or whatever. Have you heard of the walking simulators Gone Home and Tacoma? I still say this is my favorite walking simulator, but Tacoma's a good one. Tacoma's a really good one. Same developers as the game Gone Home. Gone Home was like one of the first walking simulators. Oh yeah, and manufacturing. Yeah, definitely gotta be careful. Definitely gotta be careful. Yeah, manufacturing, that's dangerous, for sure. Yeah, Gone Home was one of the first. It also takes place in the Pacific Northwest. But the developers then made a game called Tacoma. It takes place on a space station. It's also, it's got a really good story. It might be my second favorite walking simulators behind this game. I also just finished a game called Alan Wake. It's a really good game. It also takes place in the Pacific Northwest. But it's got gameplay too and story. Yeah, Tacoma's really cool. There's augmented reality aspect where you relive the stories of these people who lived on a space station, and they're kind of trying to figure out like what happened. Yeah, Tacoma's really good. It's I'd highly recommend. Might be my second behind this game. Gone Home, which is one of the first, I think came out in like 2011, 2012. It's got like a basic story. It's like one of the first walking simulators. I mean, it's okay, but Tacoma, really good. And there's another game I want to play. I haven't played. It's called Lost in the Rapture or something. I don't remember the name, but it's got a lot of good reviews. Oh, BioShock is another good. I mean, it's not a walking simulator that there's a lot of gameplay, but it's got a really good story. The station is abandoned when you're there. If you're talking about Tacoma, yeah, it's abandoned when you're there, and you uncover AR files, augmented reality, and yeah, you just discover the story from there. Yep. It's kind of relatable like this game in a different kind of way, if that makes sense. Ooh, BioShock 2, nice. BioShock, the original, and the The one in the sky, Infinite? Bioshock Infinite? Was really good. I haven't played Bioshock 2, which I think they sourced it out. I don't think the original developers made it. I think they sourced it out. It's kind of like a little bit of a spin-off, I think. But I haven't played Bioshock 2, but I played the original and Infinite. They're both really good. I think one of the best first-person story-driven games is the Half-Life series. My dream game is oh yeah, I think BioShock was inspired by Half-Life. The story-driven first-person shooter. Half-Life 2 is really good. Half-Life 1 is kind of dated, but a group called Crowbar Collective made a game called Black Mesa, which reimagined the first Half-Life. So it's kind of playable in today's standards. So yeah, a game called Black Mesa for the first Half-Life is probably the best way to play that. And then Half-Life 2. And I'm sure Half-Life 2's got a bunch of like mods and graphical updates. And then there's a VR game called Half-Life Alyx, which I haven't played, but it's like my dream game. Yeah, it was by another company. I guess I should play BioShock 2. That's the only one I haven't touched. But I played the original and Infinite. I definitely love games. Obsessed with games. I don't think there's a... I think I like every type of game. I don't think there's really... I guess I don't like fighting games, technically. Is that Final Fantasy 13? Oh, the multiplayer game. I have not, but that's I love the concept. I played Left 4 Dead 2, which is kind of a co-op game. It's kind of like it. And there's a game called Phasmophobia. That's like a supernatural, like ghost hunting game. It's kind of co-op multiplayer. But I have not played Friday the 13th, but I've watched a lot of videos. I know about it, where you have like 4 survivors and you're running from Jason. You gotta get like gas for the car. Yeah, I've played a shit ton of Phasmo. But yeah, I've watched. I know a lot about Friday the 13th. I've watched a shit ton of videos. I do want to play it. Yeah, Phasmo's fun. Left 4 Dead 2 is a good one for co-op. And what other game am I thinking of? Can't remember for good co-ops. But yeah, Phasmo's really fun. Friday the 13th looks awesome. Left 4 Dead 2, I think it's one of the best co-op games ever made. DBD? Which one's that? Story and more linear. Gotcha. I have not played. I've heard a lot about it, but I have not played. Yeah, sorry, I feel dumb by not knowing that. I see people on Steam, it comes up like everyone's playing it, like I get a notification, but I have not played. Story more linear. You'll definitely like the Half-Life series, for sure. And, probably the other walking simulators like Tacoma and Gone Home. But you'd love Tacoma. You'd love Tacoma. I probably should have known. I should have known. If I had played it a lot, like I said, I get a lot of notifications, people who play it, I would have known. But yeah, I couldn't think what it was. But yeah, that's what I just unfortunately have not played. I'm getting a notification somebody's playing Phasmo. I'm trying to think story linear. Well, like what's a good game? Besides what I've already mentioned. Portal series, which takes place in the Half-Life universe. That's a good one. Oh, another good kind of walking simulator is The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. That actually might be my second favorite behind this game. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I don't know if you've heard of that one. I've not played the Arkham. That's on my wish list. I definitely want to play the Arkham series. Yeah, BioShock. And God of War, kind of like a action-packed, I guess slasher type game. I've not played God of War. I know a lot about it, but BioShock is probably one of my favorite like gameplay / story. Which one? Which one about? Sorry, I forgot what I had already said. If you're talking about Vanishing of Ethan Carter, it's it definitely has a unique story, kind of like this, like a brain teaser. Yeah, the whiskey's getting to me for sure. I'm thinking about making another drink, but yeah, I just realized I said, oh yeah, Vanishing of Ethan Carter. But yeah, it's you'll love that. Oh, linear story. Yeah, you'll love that one. Vanishing of Ethan Carter, Tacoma. You'll love those for sure. Here's all the walking simulators I know. There's a game called Dear Esther. It's kind of a weird one. I still don't. It's like one of the first walking simulators. A game called Dear Esther. Then you got Vanishing of Ethan Carter. And this game, What Remains of Edith Finch, Tacoma, Gone Home. Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. That's the one I'm thinking. Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. That's one I have not played, but I want to play. I think you say you know about Alan Wake, so you'll love that one. I thought I had beaten Alan Wake, and then there were some special chapters or whatever. So I was going back and I was playing that. So I love PC gaming and the Nintendo Switch. So I play like Zelda, Mario, all that. And then all the games on PC like Steam, whatever. So pretty much any game on Steam, and then all the first-party Nintendo games. Fuck, what game did I just mention? I forgot. Oh yeah, that one is it's okay. It's a good like first step in the like walking simulator. I didn't really understand the story. It's a weird game, but it's good. I would recommend it over Vanishing of Ethan Carter or Tacoma or Gone Home. I think it's like one of the first walking simulators. It's a good atmospheric game. Uh, oh, fuck. Talking about atmospheric games. There's, I don't, it's kind of a walking simulator, but kind of not. There's a game called, is it Soma? Soma? There's a little bit of cat and mouse chase to it. It's not like really, you gotta like run and hide a lot. It's not really a walking simulator. It's a really famous game. It's called Soma. Is that right? It's a really good game, but it's not like 100% a walking simulator. It's like very like story driven. Yeah, I've watched a lot of the videos right after I finished the game. Yeah, it's a this guy wakes up in an underwater facility. Oh, you'll love it. If you love linear story driven, you'll love it. But it's not just a walking simulator. There is a little bit of parts where you have to run. But it's but you don't fight. You just run. But for the most part it's story driven. It's got like a cat and mouse dynamic where you're hunted, you just gotta run. Kind of like a game I have not played, Amnesia. I have not played it, but I've heard about it. Where you just gotta run a lot. Outlast 2, I think that's another game. It's just a game you gotta run. Yeah, I haven't played. Yeah, I think there's a sequel or something, but yeah, I can't comment on that. But Soma was awesome. I'd highly recommend Soma. I have not. What is that? Oh, Layers of Fear. I actually have that. I got it. Have you heard? You know, Epic Games. Like, I guess they compete with Steam. They every like 2 weeks they give out a free game. Actually have that game. I haven't played it, but I have it. It's like with painting and stuff. I have it, but I haven't played. It's something about like an artist in his house or something. Oh, I could do that on Monday. Okay, so apparently there's this guy on YouTube who's making a game, and I really want to play. I mean, if you like horror games, it's called, I don't know if you want to look this up, it's called Choo Choo Charles. Choo Choo Charles. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a very interesting game. I'm not sure. It's about a spider train. I don't know. You have to look it up to know what I'm talking. I actually want to play it. It comes out in like December. Too bad it didn't release in time for Halloween, but I don't know how to describe the game. It's called Choo Choo Charles. It's like a horror game. It's interesting. Yeah, maybe somebody. Maybe he got the idea from that. Yeah, doesn't it sound awesome? It's like a YouTuber who's like making a game, and I don't know. I just really want to play it. Comes out in December. It looks awesome. It's open world too. Hey, if I got the game as a birthday gift, I'd be down. I love Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. I love them. Actually, right next to me, I have the I got a little collector's edition. I got the Blu-ray extended edition of the Lotro movies, and I got the Harry Potter Blu-ray. It's in like a huge box, and you actually open the box, and there's secret compartments where like the Blu-ray is. It's literally like fucking a foot and a half tall by a foot wide. Like it's in a huge box. It's literally like right next to my computer. Also got the Batman Collector's Edition. the Dark Knight series, and Pip-Boy, if you like, a fan of Fallout series, and some other stuff. I also got the Master Edition of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's funny you said that. I gotta say though, the books were way better than the movie. The 60s show? No, I'm talking about the Dark Knight trilogy by Christopher Nolan. Yeah, Christopher Nolan did a good job with the series. Also have the collectors of at least Phase 1 of the Marvel series. What's in 3? It's all good. What if I get another game going? What about a like just a multiplayer game, FPS? Just something fun to drink to. Since I already did a walking simulator type game. If that's cool with you. No, no, I'm believe it's funny you said that. I'm East Coast. So it's going on 2 a.m. No, it's definitely not early here. Yep, it's going on 2 a.m., believe it or not. I see why you would think that though. I don't know why, I'm just yeah, so that's how I was thinking about just maybe doing like a multiplayer game and starting up something totally new. Yep. Like, my sleeping schedule's all fucked. I can fire up a multiplayer game. It'll take about 10, 15 to set up. Make another drink. Really? I just got back from there. I was exploring Maine. I've never heard I've never if I sound like I'm from New England, that's awesome. But no. But that's awesome. I wish I sounded like I'm from there. Nah, yeah, I just got back from Boston, Maine. I was exploring Lake Erie. I went to the most eastern part of the U.S. All like the famous lighthouses in Maine. I really want to go to Vermont in the fall. That's like my dream. Do I sound retarded or normal? Yeah, the most eastern part of the U.S. is in Maine. Lubeck, the West something lighthouse. Yep, Lubeck. I think there's a little plaque that's like, this is the most eastern part of the U.S. Yep, I've been there. I've been there. It was all like there's a bunch of fog and shit. West Quaddy. Right next to Canada. Also went to where Forrest Gump, like in the movie. Does it start with a P? I was gonna visit that, like east of Boston. But wait, if you're actually on an island, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking where it curves, like it makes a little spiral. Do I really sound like I'm from New England? Yeah, like the town starts with a P or something. I mean, I guess I could look it up, but yeah, I think that's what I was thinking. I was gonna visit that place. Yeah, right on, like east of Boston. But I went to Portland, Maine, Lubeck with West Quaddy, where the fuck it's called. Where else did I visit? Obviously Boston. Yeah, pretty much I drove all the way like along the east coast of Maine. Like whatever that fucking highway 1 or whatever it's called. Up there, New Hampshire. I visited Harvard. Lots of cool places, and Yeah, Portland is cool. I like Portland, Oregon better. I've also been to Portland, Oregon, the Pacific Northwest, but Portland, Maine's also pretty cool. Kind of similar, but Portland, Oregon, and Seattle is like my favorite places to explore. I went to the Portland Head Lighthouse. Yes, definitely. For sure. Gotta experience it. I've been to San Fran. I have not been to LA. I want to go to LA and San Diego. But I've been to San Fran, up to Portland. I've been to Cannon Beach where they had the Goonies. The Haystack Rock, the famous rock. Yeah, it's LA's like mixed reviews. And that's kind of why I want to go. It's like, yeah, it's people love it or hate it. That's why I want to go though. But I heard San Diego's awesome, just south. And like I said earlier, I've been to the island right next to where this game takes place, San Juan Island, which is right next to Orcas Island. I actually wanted to go to Orcas Island, but San Juan was better for walking and shit. So you have to take like a ferry and stuff to get back to the U.S. mainland? It's kind of what I experienced when I went to Nancy Drew game? I don't think so. Yeah, when I went to San Juan Island, I got off on Friday Harbor. Actually, I had stayed at a place. I walked to the boat, so I didn't have to drive my car on the boat, but I actually walked on the boat, got a ride to the island, explored the island, got back on the boat, then went back to the hotel where my car was parked. But yeah, I walked on the boat. I didn't have to actually drive on the boat. But yeah, there's no bridge. I mean, these islands are like way off. It's right next to Canada, like Victoria and Vancouver. Yeah, I was kind of wondering, like, even though, I mean, like I've been, but like actually living there. 45-minute ferry ride. Yeah, that's about it was when I went to San Juan. It was about like that, maybe even a little bit longer. Oh, it was really cool, like sailing at night when I was going back. Actually, in this game where you see all the islands in the distance and the lights like where people's house, like it was literally like that. Like in this game, when you're on top of the house, you see the islands in the distance. You see like a little bit of light. Like it was actually like that on the boat. Because I mean, there's San Juan, there's Orcas Island, yeah, and I don't remember the other island names, but there's like 5 or 6 islands or something right in that area. Oh yeah, if there's no fog, you could probably see the mainland easily. I guess I don't. I would assume I don't know. I haven't been there, but if there's fog, yeah, you obviously can't see anything. I did not know where Jaws was filmed. I have no clue. But was it filmed East Coast, I guess? I didn't even know Jaws was filmed in that area. I know I've been to where Goonies was filmed. You just got locals to play like the side characters and stuff. Oh, and by the way, I just remembered another good game. Undertale. Undertale. That's a good one. I did the, in regards to Undertale, I did the normal playthrough, and then I did the bad ending. I beat Sans and stuff. I still gotta do the good ending. I heard if you do the bad ending first, it messes up the game or something. Jaws 4? There's 4 of them? I know about the original. Maybe there's a sequel or something, but I didn't know about, like, there's 4 Jaws movies. And they were all filmed in the same area? Oh, not all in the same area? Yeah, that's where I feel like most of the movies would be filmed, but I never knew it was filmed in the Northeast. Kind of random, but I was in Hartford, Connecticut. Also, when I was exploring the Northeast, and they were filming some movie or show. I don't know what it was, but I walked into some filming in Hartford, Connecticut. I don't know what they could be filming there, but yeah, they're filming something. Yeah, there was like drones flying around, and it was like a crowd of people that had to like act like they were running or something, or I don't really know what was going on. It was outside some like famous looking building in Hartford. I was talking to some friends like, what could this be? Is it a show or a movie? They gave me some ideas. I don't remember what they said, but yeah, so it was some show or movie being filmed in Hartford, Connecticut. Is that a show? Movie? Oh, yeah, World War Z. Wait, there's a second one? World War Z 2? Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember a movie World War Z with Brad Pitt. I didn't think it was like anything special. If there's a sequel, I don't know anything about it. But yeah, I do remember that now with Brad Pitt. Yep. Yeah, people were running. I mean, the set I walked into, it did seem like that. Yeah. I mean, people were running or something. I don't know if that was filmed, or if there's something filmed in Hartford. You have no clue. It did seem like a chaotic scene, though. The town. That sounds familiar. There's a movie called The Village. Oh, wait. Is that the one with, hold on. That's the one with, who's that actor? Ben Affleck. Maybe Casey Affleck? Yeah, he played Batman in the Superman movie. I was thinking about running with some Battlefield Bad Company too. Like just a multiplayer FPS. Are you cool with that? Might take me 10-15 setup. I'm gonna make another drink. Alright, cool. I'll it's whatever it's entertaining. I think it's pretty cool, FPS game. I like to do another game like this, but I'd rather do it like another night. Just be a good way to like end the night type deal. But I'll be back in like maybe 10-15, make another drink, set the stuff up. Alright, I'll be back.